What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you NFL discussion video on why my Atlanta Falcons should keep Raheem Morris, why it would be a huge mistake to fire him this offseason. Let's get into it, guys. So, if you want to see my instant reaction or also my thoughts on last night's game, my full thoughts, you can check it out here. It'll pop up on the screen somewhere in the top right-hand corner. Instant reaction to us losing the Commanders last night in overtime. But this video is more focused on Raheem Morris, his future with us, as well as our future as far as drafts, trade, free agency, and things of that nature. So, not to write off our season, only 1 week left. Last night's game was important, obviously, as we all know. We continue to control our destiny if we won that game. Now it's out of our hands. We got to hope for the Saints to beat the Buccaneers, which is unlikely, very unlikely, the way the Bucs been playing lately. Well, really all year, but especially yesterday. About to say last week. Yesterday's game versus the Panthers, they whooped on them. They are focused. They are intent on getting to the playoffs and winning the NFC South. Kudos to them. They made less mistakes than us. They had better quarterback play overall for the entire year. Better coaching, cool. But, miracles can still happen. I'm not upset with it, but, it's not over till it's over. But most likely it is over. But now, going to, the future videos involving the Falcons, every year I like to do videos on how we can get better, leading up to free agency, to the draft, so on and so forth. Now, I'm doing my notes. I'm writing down names of some guys I would like, some guys I don't want anymore. But the main thing I put, the top of the list, keep Raheem Morris. Keep the staff together. Maybe if you want to fire Jimmy Lake, I wouldn't be mad at it, but him too. You can keep him too. Keep Zach Robinson. I know he was frustrating first time as an OC, but for me, I think continuity is key. You don't want to get into that cycle of changing coaches every couple of years, changing OCs every year. Like, let's not be too aggressive, too quick to change. I know this year is supposed to be different. I know the Kirk Cousins issue. I know we talked about it a bunch of times. The media has as well. Kirk getting paid $1 trillion. He's going to be off the team next year. Probably be a release, but a trade is possible. Highly unlikely though. So we'll see what happens there. But our cap space is now eaten up by Kirk Cousins' big amount. So make some bad decisions. We understand that. But trying to get past that, how can we get better? And my main thing looking towards the future is keeping the head coach for at least one more year. I'm not saying the entire contract. At least one more year of Raheem Morris, Jimmy Lake, Zach Robinson. Let them see their plan through. And that's my only ask. Let the guys see their plan through. I understand Raheem Morris got out coached last night. I understand he made terrible calls in the first half, into the second half, especially really circled the one to end the game. But the first half, he kind of did the same thing. Instead of calling after a big play, clock running down, instead of calling timeout, as we all know, he didn't call anything until it was too late. Call a timeout with 12 seconds left, something like that, when it was just tough to really, nail the play and kind of execute. And trust me, I'm along with you guys. I'm screaming at my TV. I'm anxious. My hands sweaty. Please call a timeout. Get your young quarterback settled. I know Penix is 24, 25. I understand that, but he's only into his second NFL start. I know he's mature. I know he doesn't put the ball in danger that much, but come on. Slow it down for him. Settle everyone down. This is for the season. And Raheem Morris failed us there. I understand it. I get it. But mistakes happen. We can't expect everyone to be perfect. Now, I want to address people saying we turned down Raheem Morris. We got Raheem Morris and we turned down the best coach of all time in Bill Belichick. I'm going to say this, same thing I said when Raheem Morris got fired. I don't care what Raheem Morris does. I did not want Belichick. Plain and simple. So, what would Bill Belichick have done with Kirk Cousins and this team? We're not sure. We can't call it. But I still have faith, and I still have faith in Raheem Morris long term. Belichick, not so much. And whether I'm right or wrong there, we can't ever figure it out. We'll never find out. But I am not upset with Morris as far as saying, "Oh yeah, we should never hired him." He made mistakes. Like us football fans, we want our team to be the best ever and all that stuff every year. We gotta understand, man. These guys are humans. They have their own philosophies. They have their own ideas. He made a mistake, So I'm not the most tightest and all. We should never hired him. He's trash. He's a DEI hire. He's a good hire. He was a coach, a good DC for a couple years. That had his after his first head coaching stint with the Bucks. He was doing a great job. So when you're a good DC, no matter what your race is, you get a head coaching job eventually. And he had one early on in his career, failed in Tampa, was our interim coach with the Falcons for a little stretch. And he earned his time to come back and be a head coach. So I'm not mad at that. I'm mad at that decision making, but I'm not mad at his entire hire. I don't understand people saying that for me personally, but it is what it is. But as far as the team goes, man, I'm loving how the team is constructed right now. Obviously, the year's over, so things are going to change. Justin Simmons is on a one-year deal, so he'll be a free agent. A lot of guys will be a free agent. Where do we cut costs at? I'm looking at David Yamada or Grady Jarrett. One of those two guys could be released. I'm looking at some other guys, that could be contract restructures. And we have holes everywhere. Our linebacking group isn't the greatest. We need some more youth, more athleticism there, some more good play there. We need another corner, whether it be outside or slot. We need a bunch of stuff. And I just think changing the continuity of the team right now when we're on the cusp of growing and getting better and evolving. You have Penix now supplanted, or implanted, I guess should be the word, as your new full-time starter. Barring injury in the offseason or last game, he should be our full-time starter clearly for the next, hopefully, 10 years. Drake London, stud. Book him. Kyle Pitts, I think he gets one more year still. Look, I used to fuss with my fellow Falcons fans this offseason about Kyle Pitts and his future and should we trade him this past offseason. I think this year, I don't know what we pay him, but I think we bring him back on a little extension, give him one more year, tell him, yo, this is it. Or we're going to trade you or whatever we're going to do with you. But I think Pitts returns, but we're going to have to find a way to really do some cap gymnastics around that Kirk Cousins stuff. And that's going to hurt us. Whether we cut him or trade him is going to hurt us. So I think everything we have to go through, rebuild the pass rushing room. Matthew Judon is a free agent. We get Braden Trice back. He didn't play at all this year, so we'll see with him. We got draft picks. So we have room to grow and get better and change how we look. We give these guys another draft class, and they're doing scouting. They're scouting this time and all that stuff. So they have their first full draft class and free agency class under their belt. I really want to see what they do with it. So, I get his decision making was tough last night. It's been, his our defense with Jimmy Lake has been tough at times. Our OC and Zach Robinson, too many screens, too many weird play calls at the wrong time. I get it. I understand it. I trust me. I'm the same. I felt the way, but when you step back and look at it, we're not in the worst spot. And you look at as well, if we let go of Raheem Morris, who will we hire? Ben Johnson? So we fire Raheem Morris and the whole staff, pay them still, and then gotta bring in a Ben Johnson type of guy, big money, big control probably. Like, come on. Like, no. Let these guys work it out. Patience is key. Patience is a virtue. I think we gotta learn that. A lot of sports fans have to learn that. So, but like I said, look, even after another year, we still could be wrong in an even worse place. We definitely could be, but we can't know until we find out. And I just think a 1-year thing for a team like us who we were on a good track. And if it wasn't for Kirk, it's not just on Kirk. Our defense was garbage at certain times too. But we could never play well at the same time. Kirk was playing well, defense struggling. Defense turned it up the last 6, 7 weeks, 5, 6, 7 weeks. Kirk started struggling. So it's like, it can't all be just on one person. It's just a weird dynamic. Weird things happen to the Falcons all the time. Trust me, I've been a lifelong Falcons fan. I know. I didn't see it. So, not mad at it, but I just definitely think continuity is the key here. Give them all one more year. Zach Robinson, Jimmy Lake, Raheem Morris, even Terry, our GM. Bring them all back for one more year, one more last ride, one more draft class, and this will be Raheem Morris to me. I know he got hired last year and drafted last year, cool, but this is your real first official stamped free agency class. This is your real first official stamped draft class. Let's see what you do with it. Let's see who you can bring in. Let's see your adjustments. Let's see how everything works out next year, especially with hopefully better play overall, defense, offense, more consistent play there. So, but we'll see, guys. That's it for the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.